Hello everyone, welcome to Leverguns 50. Today we're doing a little comparison of two beautiful 1886s, and what we're mostly doing is going to compare the cartridges, their power in modern times. This one right here is a 4570 1886, and this is the 5110 1886. And what we're going to do is use the hottest 300 grain load in the 1886 that I've seen, just a quick search online. And the hottest load that I've come up with for the 1886 in 5110, as far as a 300 grain, this is going to be a 350 grain bullet because it's got a little bit more sectional density, closer to the 300 grain out of the 4570. So we're going to do two of the hottest loads that we can come up with for these two, and just kind of see how they compare with each other. And mostly we're just going to have a little fun with these old calibers. Now, the 1886 originally come in both 4570, 4590, 4065, and a bunch of other calibers, 3856 and 5110 and 5100. 5100 is using the heavier bullet. It's using a 450 grain bullet with 100 grains of black powder. The 5110 originally would have been using the 300 grain bullet with 110 grains of black powder. Now, a lot of people just say 5110, the cartridges say that on the back of them, but you can literally load any bullet weight on there. Just like in the 4570, it's 70 grains of black powder with a certain weight of bullet. Although nowadays people load any weight of bullet on a 4570, and they still call it a 4570. They're not saying it's a 45, 28 if you're using a really heavy, 550 grain bullet. So same principle going with the 5110 as with the 4570. So we're going to shoot it in a variety of things, just see what it'll do. Hopefully we'll have a lot of fun with this. I was thinking that we could do later in the future a video showing the original black powder loading, comparing the two cartridges, maybe into, I don't know, some ballistic material, across a chronograph, stuff like that. Today we're going to do across a chronograph, and we're going to shoot it into some other stuff and just see what it'll do. So a little bit of history on this. This one here comes from my good friend, and there's a video on that. This one here, I bought it about 2000 and had it rebarreled by Montana Rifleman and chambered for 5110. It has a 128 twist, and I believe this one here has a 120. And if you've watched my videos for very long, you know I have a new one of these with a round barrel and a muzzle brake, and it has a 120 twist. So a little bit faster, a little bit better at stabilizing the longer, heavier bullets. And we've shot up to 700 grain bullets in this thing, and it does fine. So we're gonna just have a little fun with it today. It's pretty windy out here. Hopefully the wind noise won't be too bad. I brought you up here to the archery range because the roosters don't normally come up here. When we get down there to shooting across chronograph and stuff, you may hear a lot more rooster sounds, and some of you like it and some of you don't. So hopefully we'll be able to have a happy medium. So what can I say? I removed I deleted the tang safety off of this one because it is a Winchester. This one here is a Browning, and it never come with it. So I raised up the front sight on this one because you got to have it up pretty high in order to get the bullets to hit where you want. Because with this, if you have a lower front sight, the bullets will hit so high you'll just be shooting over the target. This one here, I don't know if this is the factory one that come on it, but this is what was on it when I got it. And it's a gold bead, it's brass, but it's called a gold bead front sight. And yeah, that's pretty much how they are. This one here, like I said, is a Browning. This is a Winchester. And let's get to shooting and see what happens. From left to right, we have the 300 grain spear bullet, the 350 grain 50 caliber Hawk bullet, and the 300 grain Barnes bullet. Now we're going to use the 300 grain spear and the 350 grain Hawk because their sectional density will be closer than the 300 grain Barnes. So the 300 grain Barnes is just there for comparison. So this right here is a brake drum off of a Ford Ranger. looks to be pretty thick right in through there. So we'll probably shoot this thing with the 45-70 and the 5110 and see what they'll do. Try to shoot it right there in that angle there. Probably try to shoot it right in here where it might be thicker. All right, these are some beautiful guns. 45-70 300 grain bullet. It knocked it down. Let's see what kind of velocity it got. That wasn't very fast. It was supposed to be a lot faster than that. Not really very impressive at all. It kind of looks like it was coming across like that. So maybe it's shooting a little bit high, so we're going to aim a little bit lower. And hopefully this next round will be going a little bit faster. Don't know. Don't seem like that's a very good load. We may have to try a different load. All right, we're going to try a different load. That was only 2,046 feet a second. However, we did knock a hole in it. So I think hitting it dead on was the key. Got a little lead splatter on the inside, but no damage. 45-70. Now these loads I know will be going pretty fast. These are hot loads. Okay. Let's see how fast it was going. Looked like it hit quite a bit higher. Hopefully you can see that. 2,323 feet a second. Let's see if we can see what's going on here. Oh, looks like it might have. Looks like it punched a hole through this armor plating. So it punched a hole right through it. This is 3/8 inch armor insert for a vest. And that 300 grain 45-70 bullet went right on through it. Okay. So we're going to try to shoot this again. I don't know if I shot over it or around it, but I'm going to aim a little bit lower and see if we can't hit it. We're going to try to hit that rim with this right here. It's not a rim. That yeah, those primers still look nice and rounded. So if I can hit it with this right here, may have to get up a little bit. Knocked the chunk off the side of. These bullets are not quite hitting to the same point of aim as the other ones. Let's go take a look at it and see what we did. Little variation in that velocity, as you can see there. 2,287 feet. All right, let's see what we got. So it hit right here and just really busted the edge off of there, which is, you know, this right here, it busted a hole here with a little bit lower velocity. Busted the edge off with that one. About time we get the 50 caliber out here and see what it'll do. So we're going to hit it once with the 50 caliber and see what it does. All right, 50 caliber up next. .350 grain hawk bullet. Well, it rolled down the hill into the water. Let's go see what it did. There is your velocity of the 350 grain Hawk bullet. 2,729 feet a second. 350 grain bullet. See if I can find it. Let's see. There it is right there. I'm see if I can get it out. Okay. Right there. Right there. See what it does. I didn't hit it square. Maybe this time I can hit it square. I'm gonna stand up and shoot it. (2,717 feet a second). I'm gonna say it come through right there, and then on this other side you see it chipped out that big old chunk right there. So definitely a little bit more power than 4570. All right, one more 5110. We're gonna try to shoot that armor plate down there. Hopefully it won't hit too high. I know we hit it, I'm just not sure if we hit it good. Let's go take a look at it. All right, let's take a look at it. See if you can see that. There's the 50 caliber. You can stick your, there's the 4570. I think it's only about probably maybe 35 caliber. That's probably about 50 caliber. So after digging that hole in the bank right there, I was able to find this, which is the remainder of that 350 grain bullet, and this right here, which is the steel plug that was knocked out by that 350 grain bullet out of that 50 caliber. So you have the bullet, what's remains of it, and then this right here was deeper in the hole, quite a bit deeper than that bullet was, because that bullet kind of expanded out and stopped. But we was able to dig these two out of the bank. Pretty cool. 4570. We had one hit here and then the other one hit here. And hit that little bit of lead splatter right there, the one that went through. Then we had a 4570 take this chunk out right here. And then we had a 50 caliber blow through here. And as you can see, it's knocked a hole out there. It's fractured it there. It's knocked this chunk out right here. And we also had one hit right here, but you can see it broke this casting all the way around to about right in there. So we had one hit there, and then one blew through right there. And then it knocked this chunk out, but it also fractured it over there and down here. That's pretty amazing. Here's the outside view of where those two impacts fractured that casting. Now let's look. There's where the 50 caliber went through. You can see that bullet. That's where the 50 caliber, as you can see right there, is where the 45 caliber went through. It did not make a full caliber hole. This one here, however, the 50 caliber, as you can see, there is the slug. We dug for the 4570 slug, we never did find anything. Pretty cool, huh? I don't know about you guys, but that was a whole lot of fun. I don't feel like it was so much about which cartridge is better, because I believe they're both really awesome cartridges. I think it was more about just seeing what they would do. I was quite impressed with that 4570. Actually, that was the hottest I've ever got a 300 grain bullet going out of a 4570, and to get it to penetrate that 500 armor plate insert was pretty impressive. Now the 5110, obviously it's a clear winner if you was just going off of brute force, because it clearly has the brute force down. The 4570 actually come out early in the 110. The 5110 come out about 1895 or so. The 4570 come out in 1873, so it has a few years on it. The 4570, you know, is a, well, if you think about it, at the time it was fairly new cartridge when the 1886 come out. So it's a pretty, we're thinking about them after they're 100, you know, well over 100 years old. 70 wasn't all that old of a cartridge. So I don't know about you guys, but enjoy that kind of stuff. Enjoy getting out and shooting these guns and what they'll do. I really like these old lever actions, and if you guys have any special ideas or something that you would like me to test with the 4570 or the 5110 or the 4590 or any of the others, feel free to put comments down below and make suggestions. We try to get around to them if we can in a timely manner. We might not get around to it tomorrow, but we'll try to get around to it. And we really appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you give me a thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm and all that good stuff. And leaving a comment down below lets me know, you know, how you feel about the video. Watch your back nowadays. Everything's gone crazy. Thank you so much for watching. God bless each and every one of you. Come back and see me here.